The Magic Brush, a tale of collaboration.
A young and kind peasant boy named Ma Liang used to cut reeds and bamboo from the forest in ancient China. Whenever he got a break, he drew pictures everywhere. Once he drew a duckling on a rock while he refreshed himself during the midday break. The likeness was such that an eagle spotted the duckling and dived in to snatch it away. But the poor eagle crashed into the rock as it tried to grab the fake duckling.
Once Ma Liang was passing the emperor's cottage and he saw the royal artist drawing. The emperor stood nearby, instructing him. Ma Liang always wanted a proper brush for his art, but never had the money to buy one. He innocently asked if he could have one of the old brushes that were stacked in a holder near where the royal artist was working.
The emperor became irritated at the audacity of this poor peasant boy. He started humiliating him for wanting to delve into something only meant for the elite. There was no reason why any peasant boy should leave his work and do art. Ma Liang knew about his inner longings and his ability to observe nature. He had honed his talent silently for long, and he found this experience hurtful. That night, as Ma Liang prepared to drift off to sleep, he was suddenly awakened by a knock on the door. It was the royal artist, an old man. Smiling warmly, the elderly man calls, "Young Ma Liang, come with me." Ma Liang is awestruck.
Where?
Man with a mysterious expression says,
I have something to show you.
They both go out and reach the elderly man's house. The elderly man shows his collection of tools and brings out a casket from a box. The elderly man extends his hand, revealing an exquisite paintbrush with a handle carved from ivory and bristles that seem to be glowing in the dark. With a soft tone, the elderly man explains.
This brush holds a great power, Ma Liang. With your knowledge, wisdom, and compassion, you can be one with this brush and bring your own creations to life. This was a gift from my own master, but I was unable to capture its full power. I have seen your dedication, and I feel you are the one that can handle this brush like its true master.
Ma Liang humbly accepts the gift.
This is a great gift, O mysterious benefactor. I shall remember to use it for good.
Elderly man continues.
Paint with your heart, and your creations will breathe the air of reality.
Ma Liang,
I am grateful. Thank you for trusting me with such a precious gift.
as dawn's light filtered through his window, Ma Liang awoke. He first doubted if it was all a dream, but soon he found the brush truly laid beside him. He immediately set to work. He took the paintbrush in his hand, and, with a delicate touch, he drew a magnificent rooster, its feathers vibrant and eyes alive. With the final stroke of his brush, the rooster sprang to life, wings unfolding, and it took off in a flurry of feathers, soaring into the sky. Ma Liang's eyes widened with wonder and awe. Ma Liang,
Filled with determination, I will use this gift to help others, just as the old man said.
with his heart brimming with compassion, Ma Liang spent his days painting scenes of happiness and kindness. He painted baskets of fruit for the hungry, bridges for the stranded, and brought laughter for the downtrodden. And as he worked, he never forgot the words of the old man in his dream, guiding his every stroke. Ma Liang.
Whispering, use it wisely.
Through his art, Ma Liang became not only an artist, but a true harbinger of hope. His village flourished, and his fame spread far and wide, for his brush held the power to touch hearts and inspire goodness. And so, with every stroke of his brush, Ma Liang painted a world where kindness triumphed, dreams soared, and the impossible became real. He would paint shoes for the barefoot, blankets for the cold and shelter for the homeless. Every stroke of his brush carried a promise of better days. As time went on, Ma Liang's fame grew alongside the stories of his miraculous paintings. One day, as the sun cast its golden rays upon the village, Ma Liang decided to bring sustenance to those who hungered. He dipped his brush into the paint and carefully painted a bountiful bowl of rice and a shimmering fish. As his brushwork neared completion, the images began to shimmer and gleam, and with a final flourish, the rice and fish sprung to life. The villagers marveled at the generosity of the magical paintbrush, and Ma Liang's name became synonymous with benevolence. However, the fame of the magic paintbrush reached far beyond the village. It reached the ears of the emperor, a powerful and wealthy man known for his greed and arrogance. Fueled by his desire to possess the brush's incredible power, the emperor decided to invite Ma Liang to his house, his intentions hidden behind a veneer of hospitality. Emperor, smirking.
Ma Liang, I've heard tales of your wondrous brush, and so I invited you to my palace that I may witness its magic firsthand.
Ma Liang never knew the emperor harbored a sinister plan. He had long craved a way to turn objects to life, creating a personal treasure trove of riches. And he believed that the magic paintbrush was the key to fulfilling his desires. Emperor,
Slyly, Ma Liang, paint a peacock for me. I wish to see its magnificence brought to life.
Ma Liang hesitated, the weight of the emperor's request heavy upon him. He remembered the promise he had made to the elderly man in his dream, to use the brush wisely and for the good of others. Ma Liang,
respectful but firm. Your Highness, I regret that I cannot fulfill your request. I have promised to use the magic of this brush for kindness and compassion, not for personal gain.
the emperor's patience quickly wore thin, his facade of hospitality crumbling to reveal his true nature. In a fit of rage, he ordered his guards to seize Ma Liang and cast him into a cold, damp dungeon. Emperor,
Furiously, you dare defy me, boy? Your precious brush will serve me whether you like it or not.
in the confines of his cell, Ma Liang clutched the memory of his promise close to his heart, finding solace in the knowledge that he had remained true to his values. Meanwhile, the emperor revealed his newfound possession, surrounded by a crowd of eager sycophants. Emperor,
Boastful. Witness the power of the magic paintbrush.
with a triumphant flourish, the emperor began to paint, drawing elaborate images of gold and jewels. But as each stroke of the brush met the canvas, nothing happened. The emperor's face contorted with frustration and embarrassment, while his guests exchanged knowing glances. Guests started to whisper and giggle as the emperor desperately tried to make it work. In the shadows of the dungeon, Ma Liang's resolve remained unbroken. He knew that the true magic of the paintbrush lay not in the creation of material wealth, but in the transformation of hearts and lives through selfless acts of kindness. As the days passed, news of the emperor called artists all over the kingdom known for their skills. He wanted to see if it was his own skills that was a hindrance. But alas, the brush wouldn't work. Finally, an old artist commented, "Master, sometimes the brush and the artist are the same. Maybe it's Ma Liang himself who can make it work." The emperor thus orders his men to send for Ma Liang. He offers Ma Liang his freedom if he paints an island full of gold trees. With patience, Ma Liang obeys his words. The young artist continues to paint, each stroke carefully calculated. In the distance, he paints a magnificent mountain with trees shimmering with gold. Emperor,
Finally, I want that gold. And I want it now. Paint a ship for me and my men so we can retrieve it ourselves.
with steady hands, Ma Liang paints an elaborate ship, its sails billowing as if caught in a gentle breeze. Ma Liang,
Softly, Your Highness, I have painted a ship as you requested. It is ready for you to embark upon your journey to the Golden Mountain.
Emperor,
Triumphant. At last, prepare to set sail, my loyal men. The riches of that mountain shall be ours.
as the Emperor and his men excitedly board and depart, there is nothing left for Ma Liang but to wait for their return. He could see the Emperor's men collecting all the gold coins that hung on the trees and loading them on the ship. He could see that it was more than what the ship could handle, but as he tried to warn them, his voice wouldn't be heard. The wind swept it away to an unknown destiny. After all the gold was loaded, the Emperor commanded. Emperor,
Shouting, now I'm the richest in the world. Let's get back to the palace.
they failed to notice Ma Liang desperately trying to draw their attention to stop this madness. Ma Liang's compassion was for all, even for the ones that had mistreated him once. As the ship leaves, it starts taking in water, and soon the Emperor and the men find themselves helplessly swimming on the water. The Emperor is worst affected, as all his gold had sunk, taking with it his ambitions to be the richest king in the world. Ma Liang comes to the rescue. He paints another boat and hops in to row it as fast as he could to save the affected. Ma Liang,
Gentle. Your Highness, please hold my hand. Come aboard. The Emperor pulls himself to the rescue boat, and he is a changed man now. He helps his loyal men onto the boat, working hand in hand with Ma Liang.
Ma Liang and the Emperor become partners to bring happiness to his kingdom, using creations and care to drive humanity to a better future. Thank you for being with us. Please like and subscribe for more content coming soon.